So this is your new product, Vitremela. What is it?
Yeah, it's a protective coating specifically designed to protect marble and concrete.
Okay, so to protect marble and concrete from staining, because aren't there already penetrating sealers that do that job?
There are, but with calcite-based materials like marble and travertine and limestone, they cannot, penetrating sealers cannot stop them from acid etching, and so you need a physical barrier, and this is a coating, unlike a penetrating sealer, that provides a physical barrier between the stone surface and the damaging liquid. And it also protects against oils and other staining agents.
Okay, so can you just elaborate a bit? I mean, acid etching, what is that exactly?
Well, again, acid's something with a pH lower than 7, and you've got a lot of acids around the home: vinegar, wine, lemon juice, even milk. They're all slightly acidic. They vary in the acidity. And what happens is that when these acids come into contact with a calcite-based material, there's a chemical reaction that takes place, and it actually physically etches the surface of the stone.
Right. So if the acidic substance actually touches the stone, it'll damage it, right? So even a penetrating sealer can't stop that from happening.
Yeah, that's right. Impregnators, and we make a number of impregnators, and they're fine for stopping oil-based stains. But when it comes to acidic liquids, you have this effect called the pinhole effect, and you only need a very, very tiny pinhole for the acid to make contact with the stone or the concrete, and then all of a sudden that pinhole will enlarge, and then you get your etch. So that's why penetrating sealers, even though they're very, very good for most staining agents, oil, olive oils, things like that, when it comes to acids, you need a physical barrier.
Okay, fair enough. So now what's now there are tons of coatings on the market. I mean, I guess they've been making varnishes for floors, and you see thick coatings on hotel floors and so on. They've been around for decades. So what's special about Vitremela?
Well, the two or the three big things that make this coating significantly different is that it's super thin, and it's between 50 and 150 microns thick. So that's human hair is typically 300 microns. So it's it's half the width, the height of a human hair. So it's very, very thin. It's super tough. Typically we're getting hardnesses of 9H, so a 9H pencil. So those two things alone separate it from other coatings. Plus, it's crystal clear, so you have excellent clarity, excellent adhesion. So it doesn't change the look significantly of the surface that it's protecting. In fact, this has been coated and you can't tell. It looks just like natural marble.
I guess that's very important, right? Because people are paying a lot of money for these sorts of surfaces.
Look, marble is hugely popular because it looks fantastic. It's a light colour. It's really nice to work with, but it does have this fatal flaw of being susceptible to acidic liquids. So those three characteristics separate it from other coatings that are on the market. For instance, a typical epoxy coating might be between 1 millimetre and 3 millimetres. So that's.
So how thick is that? Can you show us with your fingers?
Well, 3 millimetres is getting about that thickness.
So it's a real visible thickness.
It's very, very visible, and it's 10 to 30 times our thickness of our coating. So when you get those sort of coatings thicknesses, you significantly change the look, and you get a sort of a plasticky look.
Right. And what happens when the coating wears? Because I believe that other coatings, you actually have to, once they wear, or yellow or peel or whatever they do, you need to actually strip the coating off in order to repair it. You need to strip the old coating off and completely recoat. So what happens with the Vitremela?
Well, look, I mean, this coating ends up after, it gets harder and harder over time, and it ends up about the same hardness of the marble itself. So marble itself is, it's what's called the Moore scale between about 3.5 and 4. So it's quite hard, but you still have to use cutting boards because knives and metal objects will scratch it. Now, when that happens, it can be polished, and recoated or just polished out the scratch if you don't go right through.
So it can be.
You still have to look after it, but you can recoat it. Yes.
Okay. Do you have to strip the old one off to recoat?
No, you can just sand it and recoat.
All right. So that's a huge advantage as well.
Yeah.
And what is your hope for Vitremela in the stone industry? Do you think this is has the possibility of changing the way people view marble?
Yeah, look, I think most people I think it'll reinvigorate the marble industry. A lot of people go into showrooms and kitchen showrooms after marble. They get talked out of it and they get talked into marble, into granite because it's a far more durable material, but they want the look of marble. So what I expect to happen is that marble, the use of marble will increase dramatically. The same goes with concrete. Concrete countertops in the kitchen space, in bathrooms, in those sorts of areas. So it just means that people can have what they want in their homes and in the hotels and bars, that sort of thing.
Without any headaches?
Well, yeah, with maintenance, virtually disappearing, maintenance issues disappearing. So, it means designers can design with confidence, having these beautiful materials in tough wearing situations.
Okay, that's a very interesting product. Thank you very much, Stuart.
Thank you.